Oh my goodness, I have been waiting for this video for a long time. So I have some very exciting news to share with you guys. So I am going to work on getting some of these candles kind of wicks trimmed and labeled and things like that from these candles I poured last night. So I'm gonna talk and work at the same time. So I hope you guys will hang out with me because like I said, this is gonna be a good one. All right, so I am Jessica. I'm the owner and operator of Round Town Candle Co. And if you have been following my channel for any length of time, then you know by now that I have a brick and mortar. And if this is your first time on my channel, I have a brick and mortar. And anyhow, so I have just the super most brief backstory. Started online, was online for a year, opened up a small brick and mortar this past September, so I'm a few months in, and sales are really great. Business is growing like crazy, and my mind, I feel like I'm constantly wanting to work on the next thing or the next scent or the next idea or whatever. So I am always sort of doing that forward thinking. And the problem is that I also have a full-time job. So it has been extremely difficult. And I know a lot of small businesses starting out, you know, I know a lot of the people that other candle makers I'm friends with and stuff, you know, have full-time jobs as well. So it's like, it's pretty tough in that way because you really have to be very good at juggling everything because, you know, there's work and life and side job and all that other stuff, and trying to create a balance can be very difficult. And during the holiday season, I completely went too far, as in I was just really overworking myself to no end. So anyhow, my husband and I have been talking about things, and we pretty much decided that the business looks like it's headed in the direction to where I should be able to invest myself full-time in the candle business. So I currently work with my husband at his auto repair shop. I run the office. And so we just thought, well, here at some point in time, you know, we're gonna have to think about maybe hiring. Well, don't you just know that sometimes things just fall into place, and without even advertising for the job, we had someone show interest in the position. And so we hired this girl, and she's gonna be awesome. And I am so excited. She just started yesterday. And so I am training her to basically take over my position in the office so that I can transition to full-time candle making and selling and business running. So what a huge thing. And oh my goodness, it's also scary because this is just even another step. Like every step I've taken has been scary and exciting, but to see the growth and looking at the numbers. So January from last year to January of this year, February of last year to February of this year, we are what, 6 days in? We're 6 days into February, and I've already crushed my entire February from last year. So I'm looking at all of these things. I'm looking at the numbers because it has to make sense for me to leave my job and pour myself into my candle business full time. It's got to make sense to do that. So I've looked at numbers. I mean, I'm just constantly, I love the Shopify analytical reports you can look up. I mean, I'm constantly like, this quarter, you know, in 2022 versus 2023, and this month and that season, and all the numbers are pointing in the same direction, and all the numbers are pointing up. And I'm interacting a lot with my customers and finding out what they want, what they like, what scents they would like, different things. Do you prefer a 3-wick? Do you like this? And I'm really hearing what they're saying, and I'm getting a lot more feedback, and it's allowing me to really expand my product offering, and I'm selling a lot. I'm also having a lot of trouble with keeping up with my inventory of candles because obviously, working full time, working in the store as well, and then, family and stuff. I mean, I can't completely just shut out my family. So, it's trying to find the balance. And so now I'm trying to, it seems like each night I'm trying to pour kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm completely out of this one, so I need to pour that, and I'm really low on this one. But the problem is as soon as I get these done, then like today I had somebody come in and almost completely buy all of the scent that I had. So it's just, I feel like I'm really struggling to kind of keep things caught up all the time. So it'll be nice. My plan is the girl that I'm training, she's going to be really great. I have no doubt about that. I'm going to work really hard with training her and then slowly kind of transition out of my space and allow her to take over. And I know that's going to take some time, and that's totally fine. This is all happening way sooner than I thought it would anyways. So what I'll do is I will eventually just sort of, maybe I'll do a thing where one day I'll just come in late. I'll come in like for half of a day. So in the morning, I might spend 4 or 5 hours in the morning just pouring candles at home, and then go into the shop and see if she needs help. And then the store is right next door to the shop. So I'm kind of always close by, but that's the plan for right now. So the girl that is taking over, she's very motivated, and she's got previous auto repair experience and things like that, as far as from like parts ordering and stuff like that. She's got a really strong understanding of vehicles and stuff. So I think she's gonna catch on really quickly. And so yeah, I'm really excited. I can't even believe that this is where I'm at. And I almost don't even know what else to say. It is exciting, but I can't stress this enough. And I know I've said this a lot. I know I've said this in multiple videos, but I cannot help but think of where I would be if I let any kind of fear or doubt step in. And that would be, none of this would be going on, guaranteed. And it's crazy because it's like, it is really scary to do something new, for sure. And sometimes you have to just do it to be able to find out whether or not it's gonna work. I mean, sometimes you have a pretty strong idea you can make something work, but in a situation like this, the city I live in, I mean, I'm not the only candle maker. You can find candles everywhere. I really wasn't sure. So to be able to say, all right, I'm gonna take this chance, and then to see it work, and then, okay, this is scary, but we're gonna finish this space and I'm gonna make this a store. Scary, but it's working, and the growth is continuing. And like I said, I think probably the most important thing is always looking at the numbers. And obviously they're gonna go up and down. Business doesn't always just go up, 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 and never come down. Even the best businesses come down. So, but the point is, you want to look at the overall and look at the trends and see where you are. So February is kind of a slower time right now. Like, it's not, we've come out of a huge busy Christmas holiday, that whole thing. And then it sort of winds down a little bit and quiets down a little bit after that. So I'm really pumping things out, and I'm getting new customers all the time and really gaining traction. So for me, it makes sense for me to say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna try this next step. So if it doesn't work, then it's okay, because then I'll say, well, at least I tried. But if I don't try it, then I'm just limiting myself. I'm just putting a ceiling on what I can do, and once I hit that top, I'm done. So I'm really excited about it. I am keeping kind of like a little notepad of different things I want to do, different scents, or, you know, just different things that I'm actually going to have some time for now, because it's been really difficult. I've got twins that are graduating this year. They're getting ready to start track, which if you've ever known anything about track, if you've run track or you're a track parent, that's a long night. So my daughter typically in years past does the very first event and the very last event, and then my son is usually in the middle. So it's like, once I'm there, I'm there. There's no like just watching a couple events and leaving. So, you know, that's yet another thing that's going to make it hard if I can't put more time into it, because if I've got my full-time job 40 hours a week, and then I have things like track meets to go to and stuff like that, that's taking even more time out of pouring candles, organizing the store, changing things around. So my goal is, with going full-time into the candle business, I'm going to have a day that's designated for pouring candles, printing labels, doing all the back end stuff. And then the remainder of the week would then be spent with actually in the store, having the store open and working a lot more on social media, a lot more on YouTube and things like that, to try to really kind of push everything else into that same direction. So that's the plan for right now. Of course, things can change at any time. I realize that, but we'll just have to see how it goes, one day at a time. So that's where we are. I don't know. My best guess right now is probably maybe a couple of months. I don't really know how long it's going to take to fully train her to take over my position. My best guess is just a couple of months, but again, I can also sort of step out and step back in, and that's what I'll do for sure before I'm just like, bye. So, you know, we'll just have to see, one day at a time, but I'm really excited, and I hope that I can continue this upward growth pattern and the new customers all the time and these awesome sales I've been getting. It's just been so wonderful. I don't do any wholesale at all. I'm not sure if I will. Maybe once I have this full-time into the candle business, maybe I'll feel more comfortable with having more time for that. I don't really know yet, because right now with having the store, I sort of feel like that's where all my energy needs to be for my customers who are coming in to shop from me. So my little bit of kind of concern if I dabble into the wholesale is if that becomes a little bit bigger, or if I get like a huge order, then it pulls me away from my regular day-to-day stuff for keeping my store stocked and keeping my local customers happy. So there's just a lot of different things I need to work through, and I don't think there's going to be any way to know other than just to do it. So if I step full-time into the store and, you know, pouring and all this stuff, and it turns out that I get a good rhythm going, I'm keeping things stocked better, and, you know, stuff like that, then maybe I will feel like I've got more time to maybe try something a little different, like doing some wholesale or things like that. So not really sure about markets, just simply because of having the store. I don't know if I want to take things out of the store and go set up somewhere when really in reality people can just come to my store. So I realize that markets can draw a crowd, and you know that can be good because maybe there are people who don't really know about my shop, or they're just planning to go to the market that day. So all of these things that I will need to figure out as I go along, and sort of just maybe some trial and error. So I'm okay with that. I'm prepared for it. And like I said, just one day at a time, and we'll see how it goes. So that's what I have for today. That's my big news. I'm super excited, and I hope you guys will continue to follow along with me. And definitely make sure you tune in on next Tuesday, because I'm going to do an updated candle studio tour. I did one a year ago or so, and a few things have changed, and as I've gone along, I've kind of come up with some different things that worked and didn't work and stuff like that. So I want to kind of touch on that stuff and just sort of do an updated tour. So that'll be next week, and if you subscribe, then you'll know that, and if you hit the bell, then you'll definitely know that, because you'll get the notification. So all right, you guys, that's all I have time for today. I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. See ya.